Leadership of the Lithuanian Society in Los Angeles, fellow consuls, fellow Balts, and guests. I thank you for allowing me to join you virtually today in celebrating your 105th anniversary of gaining independence in 1918. In addition to being the Latvian honorary consul in Los Angeles, I am a plastic surgeon with a bi-coastal practice, and I am in Massachusetts for these next 10 days. Lithuania, like war-torn Ukraine, borders a part of Russia. Given current events in the Ukraine, it is difficult to be cheerful. Ukrainians too yearn for self-determination and independence, and we have to do what we can to help them. The Baltics fully support Ukraine's desire to be a free nation. Balts stand with Ukraine. Since coming to power, Putin has made no secret that he considers the disintegration of the Soviet Union the biggest tragedy of the last century. He has made it clear that he would like Ukraine and the Baltics back in Russia's sphere of influence. We Balts and Ukrainians share many similarities in our geography and history. We both have fertile and relatively flat lands, which are wedged between major powers who have repeatedly chosen to invade us over the centuries. Our countries have both suffered from Russian and German invasions. Our people have been brutalized, starved, raped, deported, and murdered. Attempts have been made to destroy our culture and language, yet we persist. We are free, but what does it mean to be free? What is it that the Ukrainians are fighting for? What would they lose if they are subjugated by Russia? Being free means different things to different people. Let us consider national freedoms and individual freedoms for the next few moments. To a nation like Lithuania, being free means many things, but none more important than for the citizens to have the ability to form their own government without foreign interference. National freedom allows the government of Lithuania to ensure individual freedoms for all of its citizens. Freedom allows Lithuania to choose its friends and allies. Your freedom allows Lithuania to sign political, trade, and military treaties which best suit its goals. All of these simple freedoms were denied the Lithuanian nation during the years of Soviet occupation and would be denied to Ukrainians if Russia wins this war. With these national freedoms come a responsibility to its citizens. A free Lithuania is morally obligated to provide a safety net for citizens who cannot care for themselves. A free Lithuania creates a safe environment for its citizens in which to live and prosper. A free Lithuania must take care of its environment. A free Lithuania must provide a level playing field in which all of its businesses may operate equally, without favoring some over others, or without posing obstacles for those it does not favor. A free Lithuania provides an environment in which all of its citizens can choose whether or not to worship, and if they choose to do so freely. For half of its existence while under Soviet rule, Lithuania did not enjoy these freedoms, and the Ukrainians would lose these freedoms if they are forced to allow Russia to take over their country. Individual freedoms stem from national freedoms and a benevolent government. As Lithuanians, you should be free to express your opinions without fear of reprisal or being labeled as Russian agents. You are free to support whichever political candidates or parties you choose. You are free to pick your friends, to pick your neighborhoods, to love who you wish, to have children or not, to pick your schools, to study as long as you wish to study, to pick your professions, and to work as little or as hard as you wish. You can choose to pray or not to, and you can pick which God you wish to worship. You can decide whether to go on vacation and pick any place on earth to do so. You can decide which music to listen to, which art to admire or buy, and which art form to support. All of these individual freedoms seem so second nature to us today, but let us not forget that years ago, after the Second World War, for half a century, Lithuanian citizens did not have these freedoms. For an individual, as for a nation, freedoms come with obligations. You are free to express your opinions, but a responsible citizen must do so tastefully without offending others, while respecting the views of others. You are free to support political parties, but must recognize the right of others to do so as well, even if their views differ from yours. It is every citizen's obligation to vote at all elections, no matter how uninteresting or inconvenient doing so might seem. Freedom allows you to pick your schools, to pick your education path, but you have an obligation to be truthful about your past. As free individuals, you can pray as you wish, but are obligated to be tolerant of others who wish not to pray or wish to pray to a different God. As free citizens, you can engage in or support any art form out there, but must respect the rights of others to do the same, even if their tastes run counter to yours. As free individuals, you may choose to love whom you wish, but must be tolerant of people whose sexual orientation is not the same as yours, or of those who choose to love someone of a different religion or race. As Lithuania now enjoys its second century as a free nation, how do you think you are doing as free individuals in contributing to Lithuania's success or your own personal growth? It is my hope that you will all enjoy the freedoms you have and will do so as much as you can to ensure that Lithuania and its ideals thrive as a free nation in perpetuity. And we must remember Ukraine and help them maintain their freedom as well. We must all stand firm in our support of Ukraine. Russia must not be allowed to succeed in its efforts to subjugate a neighbor. A healthy, stable, and free Ukraine is a critical counterweight to Russian influence in Europe, and non-aggressive Russia is the key to Lithuania's continued independence and prosperity. God bless Ukraine. Salva Ukraini. God bless Lithuania. Telaimina Dievas Lietuva.